everything! How's this? Thought I could do it. Over here! Wow, you're good, huh?
Good YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. DP Battle as you know it is dead, and in my opinion that's a great thing. Okay, not for DP Battle players but for the game. But let me start with some empathy here for DP Battle players. You know, I know you're probably grieving the loss of the 4 and 5 man team format, and I understand why completely. Okay, I wanted that format to be successful. It was my favorite mode when the game released. I made multiple videos calling for Spike to prioritize the mode and fix it, but at some point we just have to accept the fact that the format was just unsuccessful. They kept changing the win condition, they kept changing a lot of things about DP Battle, and nothing worked. Okay, I know there's a cult following that still like playing that mode, but overall the mode was just a straight up ghost town, unsuccessful. No one was playing it, and in my opinion it was time for a drastic change. Okay, for months I've been saying that Sparking Zero desperately needed a middle ground in between singles and DP. For months I've been saying that a 3v3 mode or a 2v2 mode might be the most fun way to play Sparking Zero, and I was trying to encourage singles players to go to quick play and try out a 2v2 format or a 3v3 format, but no one was really listening because, like I said, DP Battle was just unsuccessful. The player base did not like the mode. Okay guys, so DP Battle might have the same name still, but this is basically a 3v3 or a 2v2 mode now. Okay, DP damage bonuses have been largely increased now, so for all high DP characters they do insane damage now to lower DP characters. So this is Spike essentially telling y'all to stop picking 5-man teams with Master Roshi in them. They've been trying every patch for you guys to try out 3v3s and 2v2s, but have been largely unsuccessful because the mechanics didn't dictate that. Okay, so finally they said, you know what, fuck the win condition, I'm gonna make high DP characters as OP as possible, and let me see you try to stall with Master Roshi. Now that freaking Beerus can just melt his health in like 2 combos. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that basically this mode is gonna look a lot more like the old singles mode, which in my opinion is a great thing, because For better or for worse, that mode was actually successful. Players, the overall player base actually liked that mode and played it, as opposed to DP Battle where it was just like a cult following with a couple hundred people, okay? But like always, I see people still clinging to the old meta, okay? They're slow to change pace, but things have drastically changed, guys, because Superhero Gohan, for example, is a huge risk reward play now. I mean, getting him to beast is just extremely hard, and he just gets melted instantly by anybody above 7 DP. And I see people still picking Superhero Gohan on every team, which in my opinion is a huge mistake. In my opinion, you should opt for Ultimate Gohan instead, because you could get him to beast a lot faster and he takes a lot less damage from high DP characters. So basically, you want to pick characters 7 DP and above that can transform into higher forms quickly, or characters like androids that offer other advantages to kind of counteract the increased damage that they take. But filling your teams with fodder 2 DP tanks, in my opinion, is not a viable strategy anymore, so I wouldn't be doing that in this mode anymore, okay? The name of the game now is offense and aggression. You want to access higher forms as quickly as possible and use mismatches in DP to end low DP characters as quickly as possible. Now, just like any drastic change, I see people freaking out right now. Even people who don't even touch DP are saying that this change was bad for the game. And to those people, I want to say, why are you freaking out when you don't even play the game? And that was just a little joke, a little reference to my drama from last week. But in all seriousness, drastic change needed to happen to DP, and just like I said in singles, we need to allow time for new metas to develop, okay guys? This just came out. This is essentially a new game mode that we're playing. We need people to try and experiment things out before we can say if this was a good change or not. And honestly, I've been calling for this game mode for months, so I'm kind of happy that Spike included this. I'm not gonna go out and say that they were watching my videos or anything like that. I'm a pretty small channel, but you know, by coincidence sake, I feel like, you know, they actually implemented something that I wanted in the game. But I did want it to be an additional game mode, not replace the old DP, but I'll take what I can get for now, okay guys? So take this opportunity to experiment and find new teams again, because we might be surprised about what actually becomes meta once time goes on, okay? Now let's talk about potential metas, okay? This is just speculation because this just came out, but obviously just like in the old singles, Whis and MUI are gonna be an issue now. So you might see a lot of 10-5 teams. You might see a lot of Whis and Android 13 or MUI Android 13, or even Broly, because Broly can access 9 DP from 5. So you could do a 10-5 and get Broly up to 9. The weak link in the Android 13 team obviously is that Android 13 can only access 7 DP. So Broly might actually be slightly better than Android 13, but we don't know until it's tested out, okay? Now, picking 8 DP characters is a little bit more risky than picking 10 DP characters, but with higher reward, because you could opt for a MUI sign and fit, for example, a base Gogeta on your team, and base Gogeta can access blue. So then you could have MUI go to mastered MUI and get Gogeta up to blue, and now you have 2 extremely strong characters on your team. Now, I don't know if 3-man teams are gonna surpass 2-man teams. That is another thing that we're gonna have to experiment with. This is still very early. Honestly, I like the change. I like that they took risk finally with the game. We've had the old DP battle mode since release, and basically the game just died, guys. That mode was on life support, okay? Y'all were just clinging to the mode, but if we're gonna be honest, that mode was just unsuccessful and dead. So it was time to get rid of it and replace it with something new. But overall, Sparking Zero is in an extremely exciting time, okay? We got 2 new game modes to experiment with. The patch put the game in the best state that it's ever been, and we got a rank reset coming, so we could try all these changes out in a competitive setting. So I feel like Spike really doubled down and fed the Sparking community that's currently on the game. I really cannot hate on them for how they handled this DLC. Of course, it's not perfect. It's never gonna be perfect, but it's a good foundation to build upon, okay? Like I said in my last video, nothing in this game is ever set in stone. If the scaling in DP battle ends up being too much, it can always be changed in the future with some patches or some future DLC. But they finally took a risk and showed me that they have a direction where they want to take this game, and had the actual balls to do it. So I can only applaud them from a game design perspective. And for DP players who don't like that, I say that I feel you, I understand why you don't like the changes, but if we're gonna keep it real, the game you loved kind of died a long time ago, and maybe if you give this one a try, you might grow to like it. But let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one, and of course I'm going to be experimenting with this new DP battle mode so I can find some new interesting metas maybe, and of course I'm going to be sharing it all on this channel, so sub so that you can catch those next videos, and I'll see you on those. Peace out.
Mission complete. And now to fulfill the Doctor's dream of world domination.